Welcome to Loleventvods. These are the best highlights of today's LTA 2025 matchup.
Very well known for being able to skip camps to go for ganks.
Back at the level 1, when we look back at Bwippo taking that chunk, it hasn't really hurt him a whole lot, and now he's in a great spot. It's first blood for Bwippo. The Ignite used
the bottom half of the map, and as Impact walks up, this Gwen that has no flash, no mobility summoner spell, they get their kill, but now contesting, looking at the dragon.
Okay.
Looks like Umpty's going to be able to push Inspired off.
Now, very similar inventories here for both these champions, but it is one extra Ruby Crystal for Umpty.
So it's interesting because Bwippo heading back down, but has no Ignite, and meanwhile, topside.
Oh, nice. Busio gets caught out there. CoreJJ and Jan going in. The handshake is beautiful, even through the clone. There's no way home. Beautifully done from CoreJJ and Jan. The Renata Glass setting it up with the engage to guarantee that Jan's getting on the board, tying up these 80 carries.
That's exactly where TL want all of their money, in Jan's pockets. The Callista flowers, you said it. Now, that opens up the option for Umpty be able to go.
A lot of the time, I feel like you don't get a ton of value out of walking around like this.
Well, looks like after that kill on top side, they will be able to get both of the first early neutral objectives here, so super nice. There for TL, for Umpty, but it'll come up and grab these two because you get so much.
Oh boy, Bwippo in some danger. Impact nearly getting the kill, but nearly is not good enough. Quad arrives with the Realm Warp. Impact falls down, and again, it's that difference in mobility summoner spell. Bwippo having the flash to get the extra distance keeps him alive.
Flower.
For Impact's Gwen game so far, Bwippo trying to get this wave shoved up a little bit further, but greed might get the better of him, as now Bwippo's going to find himself in a 1 versus 3. Tries to lay down the Hemo Plague, maybe get something back here against Impact. Drops into the pool, needs a little bit more, might just find it, not quite, but no, he does get it!
He does!
The bailout's not going to work because he didn't have the timing right down there, but the Impact kill already came in, and so he doesn't get to reset. Oh my goodness, that is not looking great for them as CoreJJ has to try to get back away now. Umpty using the combo to provide a little bit.
So good for FlyQuest. It's insane. They're going to be able to get their second pack of grubs, deny the full 6 from Team Liquid.
That's a 3v1, man.
With the timing on that bailout, so close right there too, as he's going down.
If the bailout was just, the timing was slightly different, then boom, you kill him, awesome, you're immediately rezzed, everything's perfect, but just not quite there for TL. Bwippo, I'm sure, more than happy to make that trade. Umpty is going to start up the second Drake of the game now. Hope 280 out of 360. That tier's going to be done before you know.
Certainly will. Inspired now. Once again, on the side lane attack.
Okay, the Tides of Blood looking to close the gap, immediately dropping Hemo Plague into the Ignite. Inspired priming the first 2 charges of 3 Talon Strike, so immediately has the knock-up ready for the third, and that makes it all into the handshake wombo combo to get a pick on Masu, but because Core misses that handshake, Masu's still alive, doesn't even spend a summoner spell. Luckily for TL, it looks like they may be able to secure this Rift Herald without a fight, at least for themselves. Yes, sir, they will. However, that Herald being secured will be traded for a bottom lane tier 1.
Exactly. Oh, it's going to be Zoom Zoom without having to go for the phase rush. Quad, though.
Oh, CoreJJ flash handshake onto Quad, looking to lock up this rise with the assistance of Impact and Umpty. There's no way out for Quad. Nicely done there. That time.
See if they can do just that.
Oh, Inspired jumping over the wall, going after Jan, forces the flash and retaliation from the Team Liquid AD carry as Bwippo's into the back line. The Tides of Blood nearly kill off the Callista, but not quite enough just yet. Bwippo needs an empowered transfusion, and he gets it. Meanwhile, into the back is Impact, but it ain't gonna matter. He should die first, but no, it's Bwippo, and Impact takes one with him. Bwippo and Masu are both down.
The objective, not at the moment yet. Quad here is still very, very scary, and Busio is threatening. He doesn't have his ult, though.
Quad just evolved his Archangel to a Seraph's Embrace as well, so another sneaky power spike. If Team Liquid isn't hitting tab and paying attention to that, they might get surprised by the shield.
Okay.
Umpty wants an opportunity to try to find a knock-up here onto somebody, but Inspired is not going to be the right target. Quad dumping damage into the Team Liquid lines. Follow-up from Inspired as he's ready to chase. Shutdown, credit over to Quad. Team Liquid hung around too long. Umpty goes back in, but he's shot in the face as he makes his entry. Now it's Impact and APA in a 2v3. Team Liquid, right as it looked like they won a fight they shouldn't have, They give it all away. FlyQuest are happy to. Fight was really the one that felt like the game was pretty close up until then, but this is the first like big swing after Team Liquid made the blunder, walking up.
Oh, they're gonna fight it.
But now FlyQuest are just going ahead and saying, you know what? We're gonna start Otacon. We dare you to come and try to answer this. A Scryer's Trinket placed into the pit is going to notice what FlyQuest is doing, but TL's got nobody nearby. It's Masu and Busio dealing with Umpty and Impact here at the same time. Pop Blossom to try to peel from Masu as he fires an arrow right back into Umpty. Needs a little bit more damage to get the kill. The Realm Warp arrives. Masu's still in danger. Nobody's paying attention to Impact. He is going to manage to come back thanks to the false life from the Otacon, but still that's 2 false lives popped. Impact fighting for his life back here finally does drop. FlyQuest getting a little bit fast and loose there with their enchanted Boots of Swiftness, as FlyQuest will now move on to their second Drake of the game. Team Liquid did manage to secure those first 2, and I honestly think feeling so pressured to secure the soul point status on the last one is what made them overextend to try to challenge for it when then FlyQuest did punish them. But since they missed it, it just feels like there's not even any reason for Liquid to be in the area for this. There's no way to contest it. They're too far behind in gold. Not close.
He has, especially his early proactive plays towards the Vladimir. Very, very influential in this game. Here we go, though. This is going to have to be TL coming over with APA. He's going to have to teleport in if they want to go for this.
Oh, Umpty just 50%. Taking a massive chunk there as Quad immediately fires into the Team Liquid lines. APA has arrived in the wrong spot. A wrong play from APA is punished, and FlyQuest now with a 4v5 back into the Baron pit.
Umpty's hoping for a miracle play now, I guess. He's trying to find a way towards that Baron to steal it. It's so hard for TL, though, because they don't have the range to like poke down either, so it kind of has to be a full commit.
Yon and Core JJ staying together. Core knows he has to peel for this Kalista if they want to have any sort of a chance here, but Impact, the most deadly player right now on Team Liquid, I would have to think. Masu's got low HP, so he's trying to continue to play from range, as Whippo now knows that Impact's going to need to dive in. Meanwhile, on the side of the fight, they got to try to save Core JJ. A knockback back up into the air as Quad is down. Masu's having to go now into full retreat. Beautiful shutdown over to Umpty. Team Liquid has found 2 kills. Yes, they had to lose Impact for it, but they stopped the Baron play. Umpty throwing the flag over the wall, but not wanting to follow up with the spear. He knows that now they might have a chance to go after the Baron. They've got a Kalista. They have the extra smite secure power. Inspired is still alive, but he has no flash. Whippo is alive, but he's very low on resources, and critically, there is no teleport. Vlad can't just recall and rejoin for a fight afterwards. 2 of those big cannons in Masu and Quad are down, and in an incredible showing around this Baron pit, good patience from Impact, good spacing there from Yon and Core. Team Liquid might still be able.
They've got a split push with their Gwen. FlyQuest are taking away that Dragon. In payment, though, the tower is immediately going to go down.
Big moves there from Core JJ, as now APA dashing in with a Spirit Rush. One to go after Masu, right on top of him here with a charm. Busio needs to try to protect, but Core JJ is already down, as Inspired is unstoppable, and APA is unsuccessful. Impact diving into the back line to at least find something, but now he's hopping and skipping behind enemy lines, behind enemy turrets, back near the enemy base wall. He has no ulti left. Inspired just going to walk back up through the gate, immediately ready to fight this guy, unafraid, knowing that he has Quad next to him. Now Umpty's taking a turret up there in the top lane at the same time, but Inspire dominating. That's 3 getting away as TL tries to dogpile in, maybe cut off FlyQuest, but Inspire's found his way to APA. Zinja's gonna solo kill Ari if TL isn't careful.
Whoa.
They toss Core over the wall there with a very aggressive Kalista ultimate. Umpty ready to join back over the wall himself, but immediately knocked up into the air by Inspired as Umpty tries to re-engage. The bailout ready to go, but Busio with a massive Pop Blossom on the 2. Inspired's already godlike, Umpty's already dead, Impact's already joining him, and Team Liquid melts away. FlyQuest with the full send Realm Warp into the base. Masu barely survives the turret. Core JJ and APA barely survive at all. And the Nexus is FlyQuest target.
FlyQuest are going to start Split 2 with a win over TL. Inside the base, the Realm Warp in to finish it.
What a cool way to end the game. Whippo keeping Core and APA trapped on the steps of the fountain. FlyQuest 18-8, feeling great, taking game 1.
Inspired deathless that game. Very profitable rework to the champion.
Yeah, for those of y'all who may have...
Because in draft, we promised a bloody game, Flowers.
Okay.
We're delivering on the promise right now. Right
Get some blood in the river.
Some grub blood.
Yep.
Purple blood will run.
The rivers will run purple with grub blood.
This is one of the things, though, Seos and Contract's kind of highlighting that the support play with jungle has been their best part. Let's see, though.
One grub for Shopify.
Second charge for Contracts on his smite is coming up right now. So he has the second charge to protect these grubs.
Second grub secured without needing a smite. This should be all 3 grubs for Contracts and Shopify Rebellion. Nicely played.
So we did say into the ultimate, and we'll see how fearsome he can be. Once again, ultimate does land onto B-Boy there.
Unfortunately, though, for Dignitas, there was no way for them to... It's way too much later. They can't really do anything to really threaten B-Boy. He still has both summoner spells here, too. Would love to stick around long enough to clear most of these minions away. Does need to sidestep the Piercing Arrow. Last Mystic Shot will pick that up, and B-Boy can go ahead and take his recall now. No mana left to work with, very little health. Not a whole lot of reason to stay in the lane any longer, but Shaden's moving in. Smites him to interrupt that last little bit of the recall, but Shaden knows that he can't just fly in here. He will get locked up before we can guarantee the one-shot underneath the turret, but now they're ready to follow it up, and there's the first blood. They even get the money over to Tomo. Isles is burning down. Can Dignitas try to get their support out? It doesn't look like it. Oh, no! Isles, he's still shielded. If anybody would have stayed behind to protect him, surely they would have been able to get him away. Run, Isles, run!
They want to give it to Palafox.
He's trying to get out. He's trying to get out. They want to give it over to the Aurora. The weirding misses. Isles is running him around in a circle. He wants to try to get away. He's finally going to die to the Aurora. Meanwhile, back over to the mid lane, it's Contracts versus Caney with a little bit more damage coming in as Contracts jumps over the wall. That dog is hungry, and he takes his first bite at how the plays went down. Here's Caney face checking the dog.
Yeah, that is a very rough way to any of these ways to start. Face check, and so he actually was able to just jump right over there as well. An early kill, but mid lane.
Okay, Shaden jumps in, finds Seos, Chains of Corruption to follow it up. Defensive Solar Flare means Dignitas cannot follow. 3-0 for Shopify on the first set, and they're looking to do the same again.
This is why that kill was so big, though. Contracts has Eclipse done. Shaden has Ultimate ready, though, so Ultimate being able to set up here as you teleport Surdy on over, who also has Rumble ult.
Okay, Contracts has to be careful about this Rumble. Heating up a little bit here as Isles is over the wall, ready to follow up too. Shopify would love to grab at least just one grub to get the grubbies, the little grub mites to spawn on the turrets. Contracts jumps in, steals one of them away, and now Surdy's been caught in the pit, has to flash out just to try to escape the True Shot barrage over the top. Nearly lets the Ignite do the trick.
Fox made as well, and Shopify only need one more kill to get that feat of strength for the 3 kills. Contracts here right back out to it, but he's the same level as Surdy, the same level as the enemy top laner.
Now this is the first Drake focused so far this game by either team. Contracts is seeing if maybe you can just toss the Dark and Daggers over the wall, cheese it away with big lethality hits as Caney's having to flash away back over in the mid lane. The feat of Warfare is already secured as Shopify make their move and pick off Tomo, that one player on top.
Shopify with Contracts chasing the rest of the defense out here from the bottom side. That outer tower is going down very quickly. Palafox should be able to acquire it, so that's first tower also achieved. That is the feats.
Caney is in the bottom half of the map. Remember, he lost his flash. They're in that bottom lane potential engage. Fudge forcing Surdy back with the help of Palafox. They get in split 1. We even heard from the players, from the analysts talking about this day. Hold on, we don't have time to hear anything right now other than the sound of Isles' body hitting the floor. Seo is taking a kill on that one. 4-1 now for Shopify. But yeah, for a team that we didn't get to see a lot of games out of in split 1, for a team that did have issues with not having Seos here, not being able to play with him, now that they're all on the same page, now that they've got everybody together, their first game here in Split 2 is starting off really good.
Yeah, and whenever a support is added to the team, I'm like, yeah, everyone's thinking about, oh, how is their duo lane going to be? But really, I always want to think about how is their jungle support going to be, and it has looked very good so far. Immediately after the Rift Trail, going to head on down to try and contest this dragon. Contracts jumping over very quickly here. Looks like Palafox does not have teleport, so Palafox going to have to walk.
Okay, Isles taking a little bit of damage there from that Nefiri. Dignitas falling back away from the Drake. They've got it down to about 2,000, though. We'll heal up just a little bit. It's another TY for Leash moment. Yeah, it feels like we're not seeing any killer instinct from Dignitas here, really. Shopify, once again, looking for another play. Surdy, just there's no way out, dude. He's just 100% shredded by this Nefiri, who's getting really close to having that second full item coming out from Rel or something. We're not seeing huge efficacy of these equalizers. Fudge jumps into the middle of everybody now, has to flash back away as Dignitas was ready to turn on him and burn him.
About that coordination. Shaden here onto the crab, but
Oh boy, Tomo, he's just done immediately. Shopify go in and find the enemy AD carry. Now Isles and Shaden looking to keep the fight going, but it ain't gonna work out in their favor. Contracts resetting here a little bit. Has to use that W to make sure that he stays safe. Hits another Dark and Dagger run to Caney as Fudge is ready to come in over the wall here with a public execution. Forces the flash out of the Talia as Dignitas full retreat. With a teleport, but wasn't able to get anything back for Dig. So now still full resources, but zoned away. A nice equalizer to burn these health bars. Low, great shot from Surdy. Flash Electro Harpoon to finish off that last little bit of damage on Seos, but it's not going to deter Shopify Rebellion. They instead move over to the Otacon pit. They're going to start this up 4 men strong. Now Tomo's back alive, but he's stuck into the base. It is a Hex Tech Rift, so Tomo will be able to join the rest of Dignitas much more quickly than otherwise. Kanelee finally going to drop a Weaver's Wall as Isles and Shaden jump into the fight, and Contracts has to try to get away. Another shutdown going over to Surdy, and Fudge melts. Big Dig has arrived to Summoner's Rift here in this game. They will take a couple of clutch shutdowns. They will steal away the Otacon, and they will show they got
right now with that Otacon buff. So some much needed early game. So you're going to have to watch out for some of these engages.
Okay. Dignitas want to make their move on Palafox, who goes between worlds to provide himself an escape mechanism. Seos having a flash to get himself out more. And it's Shopify with control over the river. 15 seconds till the Drake. Palafox backing away as a root onto Seos. Follow-up Solar Flare on the Caney doesn't do a whole lot. Seos the only one taking meaningful damage here, down to about half HP on the Leona. Surdy scrapping back and forth with Fudge. Palafox again just trying to go in for some serious burst. Caney trying to step up into this brush. He's going to jump out on the Mbessa, try to go for a quick combo. Quick chunk of damage. Surdy again getting chunked by Palafox. This is his only job in the fight. Every single time somebody walks up, he does the QE combo over the wall, tries to get a little bit of damage, force him back. Isles, speaking of a little bit of damage, that was multiple little bits of damage. That's a lot of damage forcing him all the way back with no big engage mechanism. He's already gone, and so is the Drake. Between worlds from Palafox, trying to catch out Surdy, but again, without the Leo, you can see there's nobody on the enemy team that can really face check it and afford to tank it. Oh, speaking of face checking, we got a bit of a problem here from Contracts. He has to use the W, then he has to flash still to try to escape. Now here comes the Weaver's Wall. It still knocks him back a little bit further. Seos and Palafox trying to get away now too, as Dignitas may have overextended. The weirding connects onto Surdy, takes him down to 25% HP. Shopify Rebellion barely getting away from that one. Our next Drake is live. Tomo's going to be the target as Palafox goes in between worlds. Tomo having a flash away to survive that, as now a little bit of additional damage back onto Shaden. Isles with a disengage. Shaden going all the way in, but he's separated from the rest of the team. Contracts again with a Hound's Pursuit, getting himself out of danger, making sure that he does not once again ready. Dignitas stepping back up further forward into their own jungle. Solar Flare lands on Caney. Palafox over the wall, tons of damage down on the enemy mid. Needs a little bit more, ain't gonna find it. Caney surviving. Seos very low. Surdy trying to cook him up here with a Flame Spitter. Seos barely getting away. Isles wanted to go for the Flash Shattering Strike, but he gets the Ignite, and it still works out. Isles making the kill happen. Now Surdy ready for Contracts, who was looking for an entry point here on the side of the fight, does not get it. Surdy now needs to be a little bit careful about those Dark and Daggers flying through on the back end of the trade. Palafox again just smashing him with the weirding, but took some damage of his own. Fudge as Shaden tries to jump in with the Ball Breaker. Shaden full commit onto the enemy jungler. He knows the Nefiri no longer has the defensive spell. Contracts are going to get away. Shaden's going to drop first. Contracts staying alive with a shield reset on the second cast of the ulti as he re-engages onto the enemy lines. Fudge trying to get away off to the right side at the same time. Shut down for Seos. A 2-for-1 trade for Shopify.
3 members away from it. Here we go.
All right, Dignitas wants to try to stop the Baron. Massive amount of damage there on Seos in the execution with a rain of arrows. Tomo working together with his mid laner and support to pick off the enemy support in time. The Baron is down to about 3,000 HP. Shopify Rebellion do not want to leave this one away as Isles is ready to go in here for the crash down. Contracts and Palafox trying to finish it. Baron is going to be secured by the Nefiri, but now Contracts has to try to get back out of the wall, and Shaden's ready to stop him before he can go through the Hex Gate. Dignitas, they may have lost the Baron, but they will get 2 back.
Shopify actually used 3 Baron buffs. The key factor is they do have 2 of the Baron buffs on each of their solo lanes here for split. Oh, actually, Fudge does not. It looked like Fudge did not get one. So Fudge
may have still been dead during when it was claimed.
His death timer must
Tomo
have been
there. Dignitas continuing to try to contest the wave as Palafox goes in between worlds. Public execution from Fudge into the middle of everybody, but he's all alone. Has to flash back away. Nice solar flare landing. Isles taken so close to death. Has to flash out. As Shopify, they might not have got any kills. They will force everybody from the objective, but there's no way that flash will be back in time. Fudge is going to face check a Barrage. This is not what they needed. All the work they put in to get the Summoner Spell advantage.
Barely, because that's the one flash that they did use in that play.
Yup.
And so if he lost his Guardian Angel and his life there, that would have been a nice comeback for Dignitas, but they're unable to finish him off, so it is going to be the Shopify Dragon here. They're going to see if they can actually get it.
Nice job there with the solar flare. Kaney's getting caught out. Palafox goes between worlds, but he jumps back to the other side. Shaden now in some danger himself. You can kill the enemy jungler. It's going to be big. Seos drops, though. Tomo doing a ton of damage as Shaden revives thanks to the Guardian Angel, but Fudge is ready to clean up another one. Tomo taken low, taken down. Isles here on the very front line as Fudge is about to lose GA2. B-Boy needs a little bit more damage. He's going in back after Isles, and there's no way out for the enemy support. Shopify Rebellion killed 2, and they don't want to stop there. Palafox jumps in point blank range onto the Flame Spitter, but because he has the Seeker's Arm Guard, he thinks he can outplay it. Surdy still cooks him, makes it a 1-for-1. It's 3 dead on Dignitas'. Efficiency, I feel, is very, very good. As, public execution, Fudge jumping in, popping Surdy. That might be the catch right there. Contract's ready to follow it up, jumps in after Tomo. Between worlds from Palafox, Isles is down, and now the follow-up continues. Shaden's getting dove, and Fudge is going in. A little bit more damage is all they need. B-Boy's got the bullet in the air, and Seos don't care. They'll chase Keeney all the way into the base. Shopify just killed 4. It's Tomo against everybody.
Now they're sticking around to finish clearing off these minions as Fudge and Palafox wait to get inside. That tower's going down. Shopify, they're taking down the base.
The Fudge factor finds it. The big public execution to land onto Surdy. They get the huge pick on the Rumble. The Dig cannot scramble to Fudge. I wasn't done yet. I was trying to give you credit, brother. Tomo with a good snipe. Tomo with a double kill. At death's door, Tomo keeps it locked. Shopify looks like they might still be able to grab this Hex Soul for themselves, but you can see Surdy's coming down with Isles. They might just go in for the equalizer punish on this. Hex Soul already secured for Shopify for contract. I suppose so.
They will remain uncounted because Dignitas now going to start out Baron in trade for that Dragon Soul that was picked up for Shopify due to Tomo's antics here, defending the base, getting 2 kills for Dignitas, allowing Dignitas the hope still in here. Look at these 2 members looking for their pick.
Oh no! Contract's in some danger. Shattering Strike to follow it up. He's already used the Hound's Pursuit. He's down! Shut down credit to for a little bit longer. About 1 more minute they'll have this. But it is difficult for them to try to commit all the way towards the tier 3 turret here. Fudge and Seos ready to frontline here for B-Boy as they defend. Limited opportunity to do a whole lot here with the short range of everybody not named Varus.
Yeah, Contracts only has 20 seconds left on his death timer. So
he'll Dignitas. Isles and Shaden looking to go in. They want B-Boy. Weaver's wall over the top. Kaney's ready to join in, but he immediately has to pop the stasis as Shopify's ready to turn and burn him. Kaney gets back away. True Shot Barrage over the top of the lines. Will not finish him off. Nobody from Dignitas falls. Nobody from Shopify falls.
Or South this year.
Dignitas and Shopify. Tomo's in some danger. They're going between worlds as he's got to try to flash over the wall to escape. The shield, it's there. It keeps him alive through the damage over time, and Contracts can't close the gap and get on top of him. Now Dignitas scrambling to regroup, protect their AD carry, but they're so far behind in terms of health bars. Palafox is also low, but he'll be able to teleport to recall to join the rest of his team.
We go again, Flowers. We're still in store for another fight. 52 minutes in.
Seos jumps in. Surdy immediately with the stasis to make sure there's no follow-up. A beautiful seismic shot, but Tomo's on a killing spree. Surdy stays alive, and he's got teleport to rejoin his team again. Tomo staying away, fires off Chains of Corruption, doesn't get a hold. Watch out now. Contracts and Fudge firing back as B-Boy wants a little bit more damage, and Palafox already has the ulti. Shaden's about to drop, but Tomo's already on a rampage, takes out Palafox. Isles tries to get away. Contracts is eating these guys alive. Kaney dies next. Shaden's running. Surdy's trying to cut the wave. He knows he's got to scramble and pull off something crazy, but the Rumble is down. They're dog food. Contracts is eating good. Shopify Rebellion. It was a bloody one. It was a scrap, start to finish. But with their 3-man push, this time it's only a Vi to hold the line. And I feel like that's got to be nigh impossible. Shaden trying to kill the entire wave. He'll clear out everything, but the next one has already arrived. The ace is there. The death timers are far too long. And in the longest game so far with the LTA, Shopify Rebellion are starting off split 2 with a win.
The smiles on their faces after that one.
With Ryze and Gwen, you can move around the map, you can really attack.
Does the team play to this jungle in the composition, or does the jungler play to the team? I think this is the latter here, as now they're starting up the grubs. We have neutral objectives. River's in the area, so it's not going to be a trade for the dragon. Instead, he's just going to be hanging out, and that's 2 grubs down. Blabber's happy with that.
Yeah, they're going to take that because they've lost push in both of their lanes. They'd rather their duo lane and solo lane can go back to get experience. I think that's considered a win for Cloud9. The fact that they had the time to move, don't even end up losing that cannon wave as Vulcan's able to share it onto the turret. And still, it's I think less about 2 of 3 grubs. It's just denying that that grub feat. But the fact they got 2 is great. Fight.
Oh, now we're finding a pick here onto Loki, potentially. Out of position, flashes away, out of damage range. Quid cannot follow. Sniper wants some more, though, right now. He's still committed on the Blabber. He's got the damage. First blood, broken wings, breaking knees as Loki tries to go back in. Flash, remember, that's 2 kills to 100 Thieves.
And that's what
like
you get.
Some cartoon villain shit right there. He's like, ha ha ha, he's falling into my trap.
I mean, listen, this game state at this point for 100 Thieves is incredibly favorable because we already know that the Riven
has 2 completed items, you know, once the row and everything is fully stacked. So C9 is just going to try to sneak at least 1 grub, and then that denies 4. And if you can get 2, that's great, but I think you just take 1 and you leave if there's going to be any chance of a fight.
I don't think you want to fight this one, but instead they're engaging themselves. They caught River with nobody around him. Quid has the Emperor's Divide. Now they're re-engaged from 100 Thieves. They got ultimates on days. Vulcan's going to stay alive for quite a while here. Does not give the reset for River for the bailout. And now we're re-engaged onto FBI, who got caught away from his front line. Sven punishes him for it. And C9 win the fight.
Yeah, C9 able to take the fight. It's pretty close. We'll see if they can find Ayla.
He's flashing. One more auto. Oh, the shield and a sidestep. Ayla's out of there.
Now the right angle where they had the numbers advantage. They might get more here, too. Ayla in the flash.
Back to live. Ayla's going to go down. Looked like he was just trying to get vision down in the river.
And they have 5 of the 6 grubs. Plus, Vulcan is unlocked on the map now that they've got a few picks.
Sniper
no flash.
Has no backup around him. Can they lock down the Riven? Very slippery champion, but I don't think he's going anywhere. Pick in the side lane. Blabber with the kill.
I'm pretty surprised Blabber actually took that kill.
Yeah.
It does mean unless Quid is heading down there, you're giving over even more gold. So the plates are going to be equalized. They're +1 kill, and they're first on the dragon.
Ooh, making a play into the mid lane instead. Sven, chain CC, well executed Thieves.
Nice pick. I think Sven was trying to get a little bit of information to make sure that Blabber wasn't getting collapsed on,
first tower.
Drake. And they can get the first tower from this.
I'm pretty sure that's feats of strength right there, because they got the first 3 kills first, plus the turret. All right, not too bad for the Thieves.
Because of how good he has been in team fights. So Sniper does the correct mature play there, just giving up the turret as bad as it feels to give it up to his lane opponent in the Gwen, because he would have just completely died under the turret, and his team gets so much more for him giving that up. Not only do they get the top turret for his ear, it looks like they're going to be able to get the Rift Herald uncontested as well.
I gave props for C9's adaptability in the play. I'll give props to 100 Thieves as well for adaptability in game plan. They identified Sniper as not
necessarily taking fights, but it's definitely not looked like 100 Thieves game till maybe now.
Okay, that's actually kicked down from Blabber. Quit flashing in, gets flash out from C9's jungler, but now they're onto the mid laner. River picks up the kill. 100 Thieves find their pick.
And that's the second play where 100 kill, but then they just keep going. That play wasn't even started to Loki, but because Loki was around as they all dove in for Blabber, they just took the guy that was next.
Yeah, I mean, I have to give so much credit there to Quid, because River Q flashes in, then ults, and just gets disengaged by the ulti. If that was the end of the play, that's super beneficial for Cloud9 because you're trading, ult for ult and you're up one flash, but then Quid flies in.
Sniper here to not die in the side lane, but actually we'll get back to that. Loki getting caught out in his own jungle. The trap is sprung, and it might answer 1 for 1. Shut down for Blabber. C9 answer in kind, and they do get 1.
Oh, Ayla tried to flash heal and get the bailout, but couldn't actually get in range there of River, so cost them a little bit extra. As those are the issue. River's dead here. There's no hex gates or anything to get him out on that map that fast, and Loki has teleport, so he can always join the play.
Yeah.
And it is 100 Thieves moving over, though. It looks like they still want to contest.
It's directly on a ward, so Quid could teleport there, and River and Sniper
Dignitas
try
on
and
the
make a
TP,
big
though.
move.
He's keeping top. Sniper's going to get in there, but it's too late. I mean, this Otacon is going to go down. Maybe they can win the fight after the fact. Loki teleports in. Quid gets a little damage. As now Ayla, hostile takeover onto everybody. We are going to get a fight. Sniper jumps in. Buying time for River. Quid in the 1v1 against Loki, and he's winning it. Sniper finds so much space. There's the exhaust. That's 1 down. Thanatos jumps back in as FBI and Blabber are fighting on their own down there. Blabber almost outplays him. We got a fight on 2 fronts. FBI's all alone as he's going to get chased away. As now they re-engage. Sven trying to buffer the ultimate and will fall. Couple GAs popped as now Thanatos continues the dive. Flashing in. Shut down.
It is a couple kills, but they also got 3 of the withdraws there, so they removed a lot of those GAs. We'll see if Gwen can get out.
I mean,
Sniper's going to find him.
Hop over the wall.
Yeah. Broken wings from Sniper. He's going to try and follow.
Gold is still positive for Cloud9 through all of this, so it ends up being not that much stronger than Loki at the moment. So Cloud9 definitely in a good position to start this streak.
And this is tough for 100 Thieves because they're the comp that doesn't scale quite as well.
No exhaust ready as well for Cloud9, so Sniper might have an opportunity.
Watch for the engage. We're going in straight on the Blabber. If we can pop him, that is Dragon, but instead it's answering back. Blabber gets the kill instead as Loki's still alive. Sniper trying to get on top of him, but he's got Vulcan playing goalie. As C9 now fighting their way out of the pit. Looking at Sniper, big damage. There's the bailout. They got to get a kill. They got it! Sniper lives! 1 for 1 trade so far. Junglers go down, but Cloud9, they got the objective.
Wow, what an insane sequence. River probably went in a little...
3 or 4 item power spike before really going for another push.
I will say, though, Loki hasn't been finding side lane plays. Maybe now finds
Sniper.
Yeah, Thanatos finding the side lane play onto Sniper. He's played a very calm game up to this point, but eventually he will get picked off. The rest of the team's not able to save him.
Getting out of range and he's getting poked down before he really has a lot of value. River's behind him.
He found Ben! They caught the 80 carry, and he's out of there! 100 Thieves with an insane pick right at the Baron, and now Quid absorbing the ultimate from the Lee Sin, and he finds his own engage. They're getting on the Blabber. They take him down. 100 Thieves are doing it 4v5. Are you kidding me?
What a turn by 100 Thieves. You think with their Riven down, they would play passively, but that's exactly when they decide to go in.
Man, River found such a sick angle there, and Quid also timed the Zhonya's to immune the Lee Sin ultimate there. And then as he comes out, he's able to flash on the other side, so Blabber just kind of kicks him away to safety. Both of the mid-jungle there playing insane from that spot. Sven just gets under zeroed, and like you said, they turn there. If someone's overextending, like Sniper or Quid or whoever, then you try to make an odd number play. You try to play with Thanatos and Loki, or even Realm Warping and Vulcan as well, and trying to get picks. Those are the kind of plays where Ryze really succeeds in the later stages of the game. It can be very difficult versus a Varus and a Azir to just walk straight at them. And I did think Cloud9 was going to be playing more heavily in that 1-3-1 style, but they haven't really been able to find very much in that kind of formation.
And even when they picked off...
Still sitting on that 4.5 items right there.
Ooh, do we re-engage a C9 here? Vulcan looks for it. Hostile takeover will land onto just the cow. He pops the ultimate. Unbreakable will keep him very tanky, but not tanky enough. Exhaust onto Sniper. Vulcan still in trouble, and Quid finds the shuffle! C9 are fighting from a desperate spot here. Down 2 members. 100 Thieves bulldozing over them. Double kill to Sniper's Riven. Can he still live? Jumping away from Sven and Loki. They're going to waddle back to their base, but 100 Thieves are bringing it to C9.
They are a force of nature in these team fights. They can just mow through Cloud9 front to back because they have the Renata if anyone tries to turn around. They're timing the stopwatch from Quid's Azir perfectly, and they might try and end on this push.
I think this is it. It's only 2 members. Yes, they have some wave clear. It's Ezreal, it's Ryze. If they can hit the wave, that can do a lot of damage. River's low as well. They got the wave down pretty much right there, flashing forward,
Not
and
all of it.
under the turret, the stasis. 100 Thieves are gonna have to try and survive this. They get one. Loki's still alive. Sniper flashes in. Gets the stun,
Loki!
still falls Loki with the shutdown, and 100 Thieves have to realize, nope, we gotta cut our
But
losses.
they don't actually know when River reset. I think they're just going to flip
Yeah.
it because they're in a
Defend.
bad spot. But look at 100 Thieves. They're just going to push down mid potentially.
I mean, Ryze can kill it pretty fast, but they're hoping that they can stop Gwen and Alistair from approaching, so that way Varus could solo push them off Baron. It's a very tricky situation, and River is also approaching. It would be a smite fight if C9 tries to
It's
finish
gonna be a
this.
smite
look at
fight.
Ryze's health.
It can come down to 50-50. One
It's
Q
one
could
Q,
just
man.
kill Loki. There it is! FBI finds the snipe, and Quid trying to keep himself alive. Thanatos cannot stick
River's
on him.
still on it.
Sven teleported
Finish
in.
it.
They're still committing to the Baron. River's into the pit.
50-50.
There's no damage onto the Baron. Who gets it? River steals the Baron! 100 Thieves are still in it. C9 thought they had the play. They can't find the objective.
But Cloud9 win the fight. They kill off
They're just going
Quid.
to try and do as much damage as possible if they think they can burst it before
I
Clever
don't know.
gets there.
This is so
Lethality
risky.
Varus.
It's too slow. They should not be
Yeah,
doing this. You're just
there's
going to
no
leash
way.
it for him.
I mean, there's the Hex Flash
Chain of
coming
Corruption
in.
will miss, and everyone from 100 Thieves say back away, but can they actually get away?
They want
Vulcan's
kills.
there. If you can find the headbutt, no flash available, and it will just be thanks for the leash.
Okay.
C9 will put themselves on Soul Point.
Oh, this is getting really spicy.
Yes.
Dude. It's a 7K lead, but Cloud9 are...
Let's see what they can get done with this Baron. We have River trying to push the mid wave in, even though he's no longer having a Baron buff
Yeah.
to buff the minions, and he might still try and engage under the turret with 100 Thieves having Baron.
We'll see if he can loop around.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on Thanatos to try to get something done here as well. You know, he is the only one with the lead, and he's got that 5 items completed, still sitting on the Bramble. But if he can find backline with that death cap completed, he is going to be able to cut through them, no problem. But it's so difficult for him to find any sort of an entrance. You know, they have no angle, and Sven is just getting poked down.
Yeah,
they're
that's
gonna have
gonna
to
be the
give double
turret.
inhib.
At least, I mean, Sven completely has to go away. The Varus is just chunking him if he's able to get any arrows onto him.
And we're
they're-
back.
They're just on the turrets.
We're back to it. Chain of Corruption lands. It's on the Blabber. No one else is going to follow up on the engage. Vulcan will find his own, though.
Okay.
Unbreakable Will. He can take a lot of damage. Thanatos on the side there, and Quid actually shovels him back in towards the team. Vulcan's down. Thanatos has to find him, but he
That's GG.
doesn't. 100 Thieves find the engage. They find the way, and they will yet again slay their rivals in C9. Doubters beware. 100 Thieves are back.
It started slow, but it ended in true 100 Thieves fashions. Non-stop team fighting. Quid gives us a
Diving into the
highlight at the
fountain.
end. Fantasy points. 100 Thieves take him down.
And they get Sven. 100 Thieves will take it. GG, 100 Thieves.
Everyone else is going to be there, and you're going to die instantly. So it is going to be very who he playing this was on. Pretty weak in the early levels, and you've got a Nico over on the other side, so you've got that range to kind of hold this wave and try to slowly build up this disadvantage.
And we also saw that XU had looked to contest. Saint fighting Abadage doesn't quite have enough damage. Going for a potential dive. Flash available for Castle. He's stunned up, flashes away. Arctic Assault has been used, but it's first blood regardless for Audilad.
That's really well done there.
Career record on Sejuani, very impressive. XU looking for a play mid lane here, well buffered by Saint.
Yep, Saint going to be able to stay safe there, and Audilad now coming in, so this
Oh,
could
he
be
hits
danger.
all 6! He goes up because he knew he was close enough and has Sejuani in his back pocket. XU flashes trying to get to safety. Saint has to go back in. Abadaga doesn't have the damage to kill, and
It
XU
would have been so much worse for them, but he's about a minion or two off of level 6. XU should not be around here, though. He is so low on health, and Lions is in the area. Abadaga now hits 6, so maybe he can actually use this to try to get Prio and then come over.
Licorice and Castle, meanwhile, fighting bot side. Everyone's health bars are so low right now. It's Lyon currently on the grubs. Castle misses the snip, has the needlework. Licorice dodges the first, dodges the second, and does survive.
Yeah, just tagged by a bit of the third, had to flash the second there, but still, great job by Castle. He's been winning in that isolated 1v1, you know, got the advantage early, obviously then gets ganked and gets killed, but to be able to force out that flash, this is a counter matchup. Jax, you know, can have some struggles in the early stages. Just coming back up right now, so he didn't actually have the option, but it is definitely an advantage that they will have, right? He can go towards topside and answer there if he wants. When Varus shows topside, now it is a 5v4 potentially on this bot side, and they know it. will Lyon try to actually force? DSG just going to say, you know what? All right, we give it up, and they're going to have to try to take a slight advantage on top side. We'll see how quickly Scary Jerry can push this out and if he can get some plates.
Saints trying to stand Hoopy for a bit there, but that's one of those moments. Rookie AD carry from Scary Jerry. If he just stays off of Fog of War, there's a chance that Lyon don't go in for that because they think,
no way he's going to go for minions in that spot. Audieland looking mid lane though. Saint does have his ulti.
Ooh, and they land it. Chain the CC beautifully, but Abbedagge is still alive. Snaps back and he lives.
Nicely done, Abbedagge able to survive in that spot. Damage behind what Saint is doing.
Yep.
So he tried to allow Saint to finish him off, but maybe
Saint just does it himself. Well done. It was the setup just to get the health bar. Saint with the solo kill.
Yeah. Advantage here, you know, up over 20 CS. Licorice kind of struggling to farm, and when he went up towards that top side,
Glacial Prison. XU's trying to keep his support safe. Lions doesn't have the damages. Now XU with Scary Jerry behind him are shredding through Henna and Audieland. But here comes Castle flashing forward for the kill. 1 over to DSG.
Does get a kill. Does cost him both. We'll see what Licorice can get on bot side because now he gets some time by himself to try to collect plates. Gets at least 1, if not 2 plates there. Only saw him get the 1, but I wasn't sure if 1 was already down. Nice side
Fatefield
step.
missing Scary Jerry. Doesn't have the flash. He still has a cleanse. He's got everything. He should be fine here. Saint jumping over the wall, maybe predicting the flash?
I think he was trying to predict a flash there.
Yeah.
You know, saying that Scary Jerry would flash from that position. Ends up not finding him. Could have probably just taken the forced flash instead of trying to go for giving the dragon on the other side, trying to trade for gold. And look at the big Krug, but he didn't get really many of those little ones, so Saint just continuing to fight here. Now Lions is coming.
Yeah, Lions behind. They see the Sejuani, but do they read? There's also a teleport coming in, so we are just fighting. XU whiffs on the Impale, but they still have the damage. Abbedagge's taking turret, though. Does still live through it. Teleport completes. Licorice is in the fight, but so is Scary Jerry. Abbedagge is repositioned into the minion wave and will survive. Licorice almost dies. DSG get away with it.
Yeah, really well done there from DSG. They put the pressure on the same bot side.
Audieland 1v1ing Castle. Interesting to see. As now top side as well. Licorice goes back in, and he gets punished. XU with the kill credit dies to the turret 1 for 1.
Yeah, we're going to be able to get that 1 point, but they're going to lose the tower very likely, as well as Scary Jerry gets another, and Castle gets a plate on bot side. DSG getting a pretty big advantage up here as Lyon is getting a little bit fast and loose with it. I mean, they're kind of just, but they don't have the damage kind of synced at all.
Hey. All right, Saints. Still flash on Scary Jerry, and now he will be forced to burn it. He held that for so.
I mean, honestly, if no one from DSG is going to answer Licorice, I don't think you should fight. I think you should just allow him to try to get pressure on that tower.
Now, instant cleanse from Scary Jerry, but it's not enough. Lions with the kill credit from that rocket belt, but either way, a pick for Lion. His teleport comes in from Castle.
So much of that, you know, really going into the pockets of Licorice. Multiple waves, plus that tower gold is going to put him in such a better spot than he was.
Yeah, Herald started up, don't expect to contest. So we actually have Raz on standby with this guy's Toast to hear about his thoughts on the game so far.
Toast, toast, toast. This has been a back and forth game. Please tell me your thoughts as you're co-streaming here.
I'm just really nervous. Every single fight, I'm like pulling my hair out.
Because like, just going to kind of push Puhi back. Castle will get found.
Licorice finding Castle, and there's Henna over the top. They found the play. This is the power of the Kaisa, and they might find even more. Audieland goes in onto XU, but now disengages with the rest of the team. It's just the 1 pick. That could be Dragon.
Yeah, and this is exactly what they wanted from Henna. Back-to-back plays, they're able to get him involved.
He's still in there, and he finds Licorice, but now Lions! The Pop Blossom onto 4, and the rest of the team will clean it up. 2 more to Lion.
Oh my God, Lions on stage for his first game here in the LTA. He had to play remote last split.
Yep.
He's here, he's looking good. That Pop Blossom.
Boldly, they also have lane priority in every lane. I mean, top as well. Mid's actually getting pushed out because they're on the Otacon. It's just now spotted, but
where XU is though, he's on Raptors.
Yeah.
It's way too little, way too late, so it's just gonna be given over for free. I actually think that giving over Ruinous is way worse.
We got a Ruinous Otacon. Let's go.
Yeah, you actually get it a lot now ever since they made this year. I think struggling a little bit with the macro here. You know, giving up mid prio generally is really tough now around Dragons because now Castle can't even really respond to this. He has to answer the wave mid. Saint is just kind of chunking him down because Castle has no sustain.
And then Soul bounce back to the team. It's going to come down to a 50-50. XU has to find a way into the pit, dodges. The Glacial Prison flashes in, doesn't get it. That's Dragon Soul to Lyon, and that's XU falling as well. Henna repositions, Castle falls. All of DSG are falling apart as Lyon will find 4, make it the ace with the Dragon Soul.
Nearly the clean ace. Licorice dies, burns down after he gets the kill, but they do get the ace. Only going to be enough damage to take this game later.
20 seconds on Huhi, 20 seconds on XU. I imagine they do. All members still up, save for Licorice. 4 members strong pushing. Adi actually is channeling, so yes, that signals it will just be the inhibitor. Reset, go for the Baron. Look to end the game then.
Team becomes a competitor. Just like overnight, you have a monster character.
Incredible mid laner speaking compared to as Castle. Speaking of Saint, he's adding more to his highlight reel right now.
Saint running away with this one. Monstrous gold lead. 2.2k there for the Oni in the mid lane. He's closing in on IE. They're already here over on the Baron. DSG, do they even attempt? Doesn't look like it. They're just going to try to push in mid, but Licorice is there. There's supers to contend with. They can't even get chip damage on the tower and trade, so they really can't do anything.
Trying here, it seems, for DSG. As Lyon, does he find the root? He does! Oh, Scary Jerry! Expertly played. Henna with the Void Seeker will get through the Banshees, and then everything else falls up. Or not Banshees, Edgenite still. Ridiculous.
Yeah, beautifully done there. They find another pick on Scary Jerry there in mid lane. Saint takes the tier 2 top. They're pushing on all sides now. They are looking to close in here and close out this game.
DSG will have to fight at the Nexus turrets. Supers pushing mid, and Baron empowered minions at that, but okay, Lyon are gonna back off. They wanna play for these guys as they continue to compete here. It's 1 win in the books if they can close out here, but still that starts the momentum and that rewrites some of the history from Split 1. They had 3 days to practice before Split 1 started, and this looks like a much different Lyon.
Yep, it is looking a lot better, a lot more cohesive, absolutely, in some of these plays, especially towards the mid-game, the later stages of that game. Saint just going to be pushing in mid. They're going to, this kind of 1-4 setup where Licorice is bouncing back and forth between the waves. Castle's going to try to make something happen.
Soul Bound now has to Fate Seal defensively. Who he cannot follow him up. And there's no lockdown, but now Lions pounce onto Huhi, finding the support, taking him down. It's a 35-second death timer as the rest of the roster is still up here for Lyon. Can they push in and close out the game? That's going to be 3 inhibitors down. And now they're teleporting back in their top laner with supers pushing topside as well. This is the final touches for Lyon.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a Nexus defense here, but can't see it happening.
Yet again, everyone's flashing away. Everyone's going into stasis. Abathage still alive, still doing a lot of damage. They took down 1. Can DSG make a miracle happen? Henna over the top. Henna taking them all down. Henna tearing through DSG. Triple kill. Lions roar and get their first win in LTA.
What a finish there from Lyon. Flashy stuff from Henna.